What is one thing that all games have in common? No matter where or when they were invented, and no matter how they're played, all games have one thing in common: rules. You need rules to play a game. Rules give shape to the game. They delineate the space in which you play the game. They tell you how the game is played. You have a pitch that's this big. You put a ball into that basket, a puck into that net. Rules tell you what the game is. In this week's parasha, we get our own set of rules. After last week's mass revelation, where God spoke to over 3 million people, where we literally saw the words of God, this week we're brought back down to earth. We brought our game home from the shop, and now we open it and we have to see how to play. And yet, so many people get caught up in the rules, right? It's so fun to play a game with somebody who only wants to care about the rules. The rules are the setting of the game, but they're not the game itself. And that's what we have to remember when we read the rules in this week's parasha. Those rules and the mitzvot that we're going to get throughout the rest of the Torah and throughout our lives, these mitzvot are not the content of the game. They merely tell you how to play. Scrabble, Monopoly, Uno, all of these games have had the same rules since they were invented, and yet no two games of Uno, Monopoly, or Scrabble have ever been alike. And the reason for that is because the game is not just the rules. It's the rules plus the person playing it. That's what gives the game its shape. That's what gives it its excitement. That's why people watch the NFL week on and week out. That's why X million number of people are going to tune into the Super Bowl this week. Rules give shape to what would otherwise be formless and gooey. So when we read this week's parasha and we see all the rules and we start to feel heavy, remember that these rules are not the content of our lives. They're not meant to take over our lives. They're meant to merely delineate the space in which we live. How we live is up to us. Shabbat Shalom.